It is normally going to be about $200 for a one-way ticket. You'll minimally have to.
That's not no fucking deal. $200 for a one-way flight? That's basically just to get you back home after you done found yourself stranded due to Spirit Airlines being dissolved while you were abroad. What's up, Team YouTube? It's your boy Dom Antoine coming at y'all live again with another one. Today, you're flying on Spirit Airlines. Your flight is canceled. Yes, that is right. Spirit Airlines is now solvent. So if you had a flight booked through Spirit, you are now fucked. So, without any further ado, I bring to you Spirit Airlines' recent closure. Let's see what information we can get off of the topic.
We're coming to you live with a breaking news update right now. Spirit Airlines says it is shutting down operations effective immediately after talks with the Trump administration over a federal bailout ended with no deal.
So if you have a flight scheduled with Spirit Airlines, don't show up at the airport. There will be no one here to assist you. What Spirit Airlines is now going to do is go through an orderly liquidation process. We'll see how that develops over the course of the next several days. But for customers of Spirit, I want to give information on how you can navigate this situation that you now find yourself in. And President Trump, Administrator Bedford, and I have been working with the other airlines across the industry in anticipation that this morning may happen. And so if you're a customer, many of the airlines that are not Spirit are stepping up to provide you assistance.
So the only warning that you got was when?
Today. We tried to see the tickets and we saw the message in the big screen that it said that we cannot, that they were canceling our flights.
All flights have been canceled effective immediately, and they're not offering rebooking services right now, telling passengers to book with other airlines. Several carriers.
I mean, from the looks of it, it sounds like some of y'all ain't getting a refund. I guess y'all should take it up with the Better Business Bureau. That's just my personal opinion, though.
Carriers have stepped up, which is certainly good news, offering support for impacted travelers, some even offering reduced fares on select routes. Now, the airline did release a statement this morning telling guests all flights have been canceled and customer service is no longer available. Travelers will automatically receive refunds for flights purchased with a credit or debit card, but those who booked using a voucher, credit, or points will be informed about compensation at a later date. Now, Spirit passengers are being told not to go to the airport. Instead, refer to the website spiritrestructuring.com for further guidance.
So the only warning that you got.
So United, Delta, JetBlue, and Southwest are capping their ticket prices for Spirit customers. It's going to vary between the airlines. You have to go to their websites to take advantage of these special offers. It is normally going to be about $200 for a one-way ticket. You'll minimally have to.
That's not no fucking deal. $200 for a one-way flight? That's basically just to get you back home after you done found yourself stranded due to Spirit Airlines being dissolved while you were abroad. I know what to tell you. That is not a deal. I can tell you that, though. $200 for a one-way flight.
Provide to the airlines that you're now going to book with your Spirit confirmation number and your proof of payment. I would recommend that if you have a ticket with Spirit, that you actually try to book with these airlines as soon as possible. These offers are not going to be open forever, and the airlines are going to have varying degrees of time frames at which you can take advantage of the opportunity. Again, go to the airlines' websites. So if you have a flight scheduled with Spirit Airlines,
In a statement issued this morning, the company said in part, quote, to our guests, all Spirit flights have been canceled and customer service no longer available. We are proud of the impact of our ultra low cost model on the industry over the last 34 years. Now, the airline had been hit extra hard recently with the surging jet fuel costs from the Iran war and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, adding $15 million.
That's for those who said that Iran, the fuel prices going up through the Strait of Hormuz would have no effect on us since we don't get any oil from the Strait of Hormuz. It's almost like people don't understand what a global commodity is. Why the fuck would U.S. companies sell oil for cheap when they could sell it somewhere else for top dollar? It makes no economic sense. It makes no
more a week to its expenses. American Airlines, United Airlines, and Frontier have all said they will help Spirit customers impacted by the shutdown. Spirit Airlines had a fleet of 130 planes serving 70 destinations and employs 17,000 people.
And we've been using an app to track all of our planes in the sky.
So for those who are counting, that's 17,000 people who are now out of a job.
Today, knowing that it could be our last day, and it appears that it is our last day at Spirit today.
Oh shit.
We are the second to the last plane to land. Every other plane has landed tonight and not taken off again.
What was it? American Airlines?
As we crazy stuff has happened, but it's funny as we sit here. I'll speak for myself. I don't remember any of the bad times, just the good ones. So.
I'm sure the pilot will have an easy time finding gainful employment with another airline. So for him to be crying like this, theatrics, possibly.
Spirit, believe it or not, started flying in 1983. I think it was called Charter Air at the time. And in 1992, it changed its name to Spirit. So we've been in the air since 1983. What is that? 43 years. And unfortunately, that's over. So thank you for your support over the years. And onward and upward, right? And we've been.
Joining me now on the phone is Jay Blackman. He is a senior producer who covers the aviation industry for NBC News. Jay, this announcement was not exactly unexpected when you consider Spirit was already selling off aircraft and scaling back, plus the fuel prices. The writing was sort of on the wall, but its impact for thousands of travelers will be immediate. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Jessica, Spirit has grounded every one of their aircraft and will cease operations. Passengers are being warned not to go to the airport. There will be no help there. Their counters will be dark. This also affects 17,000 employees, direct and indirect, some of whom are now in places that are not their home bases. Spirit does say that they're working to get those flight crews back to home and also working on figuring out if and when they get their final paychecks. But in terms of Spirit guests, they are, for lack of a better way to say it, also looking for flights maybe to go home or to go to important events. This has been very well expected. Spirit's creditors were not willing to take the Trump administration's bailout. In terms of creditors, if the Trump administration had taken over the airline, or a large chunk of the airline, those creditors would not have gotten their money, or would have gotten their money in a very delayed fashion. So unfortunately for Spirit customers, they're going to have to find other airlines to get home.
Yeah, that was my next question, Jay. If I have a ticket for Spirit right now and they have a shut down as of 3 a.m. Eastern, what am I supposed to do? Can I get help from another airline? How do I get my money back? Where do you even begin?
Hey Siri, look up free shit to do in Miami.
So if you bought your ticket on Spirit on a credit or debit card or through the Spirit Airlines website, that fee or that credit will be sent back to your original form of payment. If you book through a travel agent or a third-party site, you're going to have to reach out to them to receive a refund, and those may take a long time if they ever come.
Let's talk about those 17,000 employees, because that is no small number. What are their prospects in terms of severance or possibly getting a job with another airline?
So the airline industry will certainly be hiring some of these employees. You have a lot of very qualified pilots and flight attendants, mechanics. So some of those people will be absorbed. But in terms of when they get their severance, there are a lot of people who have bills that Spirit owes. I think the employees are going to be in a long line of people with their hands out trying to get money.
Y'all, they shut down Spirit. Oh my gosh. Spirit is shut down. Oh, y'all, they shut.
Jay, what ultimately went wrong here for Spirit? And are there other airlines out there, especially when we look at those popular low-cost carriers who could also find themselves in a bad situation because of these sky-high fuel prices that we don't know when they might come down?
It's kind of crazy that employees are at the end of the long list of people that Spirit Airlines owes money to. Just because you would think as an employee you would be somewhere near the front of where they should be paying expenses to. Now, if the creditors get the money before the employees, it seems unethical in my opinion, and should probably be regulated in one way or another by the federal government.
It's a very difficult time for even the legacy carriers, the bigger carriers in the industry. The fuel prices are steep at the moment, and with experts saying even when and if the Strait of Hormuz opens up, it's going to take a while for that supply to get into the market. You're going to see jet fuel prices high for a long time. For consumers, that may mean, especially over the summer, you're going to see higher ticket prices. You could see higher ticket prices depending on how long this goes through the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
Yeah, but I think for the most part, there'll just be less flights going around because, if the ticket prices are too high, that'll dampen demand. So at the end of the day, you can charge what you would like for ticket prices. The question is, will us as citizens, will we purchase?
In terms of the other carriers, there's a request from some of those low-cost carriers through their industry group to give them a bailout.
Tequila, senor. I think you've had enough. What you say, bitch?
But right now, the appetite for bailouts are small. Could you see other carriers go? I think that's too soon to tell. Spirit's for low costs are also what did them in. While they were charging for everything, including printing a boarding pass, it just wasn't enough to pay their bills. They had been in bankruptcy right now. They've been bankruptcy twice in the recent past. It just was not a sustainable model for the industry. There are tens of planes parked in the desert in Phoenix or in Arizona looking for people to purchase them. There are people in the industry that are looking, for airplanes in all over the world. It just will take time for that money to start to flow.
We are coming to you live with a breaking.
Well, Spirit Airlines is completely and officially shut down, and I guess that means that I am never going on a vacation again.
Man, that doesn't mean you're never going on vacation again. That just means you gotta look for other low-cost carriers. As a person who just recently took a flight to Arizona on Frontier, it was on a voucher, I might mind you. But, there are still cheap options out there. And it's a market. So the price will ultimately be determined by the demand. That's in my economic opinion. Now, I'm not an economist, so take my opinion with a grain of salt.
May soon be the end for Spirit Airlines, which could shut down as soon as Saturday without a last-minute intervention, according to an industry source familiar with the situation. Your first thoughts were?
This is crazy.
How am I supposed to get home?
That source saying conversations are ongoing for the troubled airline, as President Trump says the government handed the company a final proposal.
We're looking at Spirit. If we can help them, we will, but
We have to come first. We're first. It's America first.
The company had asked the government for a $500 million lifeline, a deal that could have resulted in the U.S. eventually owning as much as 90% of the airline, a proposal met by skepticism by some.
Bro, what? That is not capitalism. Our government owning 90% of a privately or a publicly traded company is not capitalist. 90%. What could the U.S. government possibly do with the airline besides fuck it up? It's already fucked up.
Rank and file Republicans. Spirit Airlines declining to comment, but a spokesperson saying Spirit is operating as usual. Rival budget airline Frontier saying it will help customers as United says it's ready to support customers and employees impacted if Spirit shuts down. American Airlines announced they're capping prices for main cabin fares on routes that Spirit flies.
And what should travelers do if they're holding a Spirit Airlines ticket right now?
If you're holding a Spirit Airlines ticket and the company does go out of business, call your credit card, see if you can get your money back for your tickets. If you have a ticket for this weekend and you're potentially looking at being stranded at the airport, have a backup plan.
The troubled airline had filed for bankruptcy twice in the last 2 years and had been grappling with soaring jet fuel costs coming from the war with Iran. It may.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Having to purchase a new flight ticket, that could be considered somewhat of an economic hardship. Now, if they only need to pay $200 for said one-way flight, maybe that's on the lighter side, but day of flights can be quite pricey, one way or a round trip. So, I don't know. I hope everyone saved their money.